Alright, so what we're going to do here is the same thing that we just did, which is pretty great. So go to your graphing calculator, click y equals, and then plug in negative 2x to the third minus 3x squared minus 6, and then look at the graph. Okay, so this one looks a little bit different than what we just dealt with, okay, but we still deal with it the same way. So go to your table, plot what you can. So like let's graph negative 2, negative 2, okay, negative 3, 21. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be like way up here, right? So just estimate on that, okay? Negative 1, negative 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 0, negative 6. 1, negative 11, which is like right there. And then the next, then it just keeps going down and down and down even further, okay? So this is going to look something like this. So it's actually like right there. Okay, so we're going to come down here. We're going to pass through at some point. We're going to come, and then we're going to go back down. Okay, looks pretty crazy, but it'll be fine, okay? It only has 1 0, right? It should have 3. That means 2 of them are imaginary. And so in order to find this 0, though, we're going to have to use the 0 function on the calculator. So this is where we hit second trace. We choose 0. And then it asks for the left bound. So we need to go move our arrow until before we cross the x-axis. Click Enter. Then move the arrow again and click Enter. And then click Enter again. That gives you the 0. And that's at negative 2.1. Okay. So there's only 1 0 here that we need to write down, and it's at negative 2.1. Then we've got the y-intercept, and the y-intercept is right here. We actually plotted that. That was at 0, negative 7. Okay. Or negative 6, sorry, negative 6. The end behavior, that goes up and then down. Okay. We've got a maximum here. The maximum that we got there is that same y-intercept, which is 0, negative 6. And then we also have a minimum value. Minimum value is right here, okay? But just in case we didn't know that, like it appears to be there, but let's check to make sure that's really it. So if we hit second trace minimum, okay, and go to the right of the minimum, or sorry, to the left of the minimum, click Enter. Go to the right of the minimum, click Enter, and then click Enter again. And it appears to be exactly where we thought it was, negative 1, negative 7. Okay, and now we go to this increasing and decreasing, which is my guess where most of your questions are. Okay, and so the increasing interval, as you can tell, we're decreasing and then we're increasing now in between. So we're increasing when x is in between two things. The x value here is negative 1, and the x value right there is 0. And if you notice, those are related to the x values of those minimums and maximums. Okay. We are decreasing everywhere else. So we're decreasing over here. So that's when x is less than negative 1. And we're also decreasing again when it turns around right there, and that's when x is greater than 0. Okay, we're going to talk a whole lot more about increasing and decreasing values on Monday when I get back. So if that's still confusing to you, I understand. Okay, so now the only two that you need to do if you watch this video are number 2 and number 4. Okay, message me if you have questions, and I'll see you on Monday.